Yo, what it is, it's Jinx the Natural, you dig? Nah, for real, yes sir, you feel me? It's your boy, Martin Hermes. We here at Fat Tiger Workshop. They do these events all the time where they just have people come up, link, artists, meet artists type of vibes. And today, it's just the same. We're here at the workshop, so we're gonna go in, enjoy ourselves, and see if we can meet some cool people.
Give me that pussy and I abuse it. Drug addict, addicted to that body, I'ma use it. 5,000 on my ear chain, you can hear me calling. Wheel of Fortune, manifest everything that's important. I'm moving, the crib to the hills, and my shoes ain't from Oregon. Good weed, good women, good standards. She a nuisance, she give me that pussy, I abuse it. Addicted to that body, I'ma use it. She give me throat, smoking that weed, she never choke. I abuse it, give me that pussy and I abuse it. Touchdown on a pussy nigga, she fucking with me cause I am a rich nigga. I hustle hard for the 6 figures, I go Drake on a bitch, I say 6 nigga. And man, that's crazy, when she dressing fashion over, she like Riri. Email for the CCs, PayPal, Cash App me. I'm the type that only call on the weekends.
Of course, thank you all so much for being here on a Saturday night. Thank you for supporting the Fat Tiger Workshop. And thank you to Adidas for having us all out and for the collab with the fellas.
So, given the opportunity to work with Adidas and be able to tell our own personal stories through each shoe, I think was pretty fun. So we all did superstars. The superstar that I did was inspired by my t-shirt, Chicago Girls Do It Better. Started that in like 2016, and you know, I believe that women are very, very powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come from a household of 3 sisters, one, you know, very hard-working woman, you know what I mean? So it's like, my appreciation for women, my respect, you know what I mean, my revere is like very, very high, you know. So growing up with women around you, you know, you kind of like notice the imbalances, the inequalities in the work field with men and women, you know what I mean, and being in streetwear, you know, which is like a boys club or a male-dominated thing or whatever. I've always felt like, you know, it would be wise to, you know, show love to our counterpart or to the equal. You know what I mean? Like, this is, it's not cool that, you know what I'm saying, you know, more women aren't involved in streetwear. I think that's a thing that we need to keep pushing. I know it's there, it's present, but, you know, with me being a man, I think it's even very important to push that agenda as well. You know what I mean? So, wanted to show love, you know, to the girls of the city, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, without you all, we wouldn't be here, you know what I mean? So a lot of the shoe just kind of like highlight some of the things that I feel speak to Chicago women. You know, the shoe is a balance of like toughness, sweetness, passion. Like, it's a red shoe, you know what I'm saying? It's translucent. You know, I believe, you know, Chicago girls are very, you know, they're going to tell you how it is. They're not going to hide, you know what I'm saying, like how they feel, you know what I'm saying? But they also going to hold you down, you know what I mean? And they're very like, come from Chicago, we're also like, we like to look good, you know what I mean? So I wanted the shoe to be like sexy, but also like still be able to live in worlds of like, you know, going to the club or just going out to hang out with your friends. So that's that shoe. And then the rivalry is it's green, it's military inspired. You know, I feel like growing up in Chicago, Chicago kind of like trains you to be ready for the world, you know. I feel like here, we get everything, man. You know, we get war, we get peace, you know what I'm saying? We get all 4 seasons. We're a blue-collar city, you know what I'm saying? And, like, if you put us anywhere, no matter where it is, if it's L.A., New York, no shots at any of them, but, like, you know, if you put us anywhere, we're going to shine, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to make a shoe that resembled that type of energy, a shoe that can kind of, like, live in any type of world, you know, and you can wear whatever, any fit. So, yeah.
My shoe is a superstar as well, And the story behind my shoe was a combination of my two first loves, which was music and basketball. And how that story started with one really simple thing with me, and that was a milk crate. So when I wanted to hoop, I couldn't afford a rim. Parks were all by my crib. Rims were always taken down, so I got a milk crate, nailed it up in the alley behind my crib. Every day after school, went outside, shot hoops on it. You know what I'm saying? So that became an everyday thing. But this shoe, because it's two, this is a two shoe thing, but the other shoe's not gonna come out till the summer. And that was like the basketball one. This one is about the music. So the other thing that I fell in with was music. And also the milk crate. When I started collecting records and wanted to be a DJ to get out here, we had to carry crates full of records. And the milk crate was there again for me. So it's just really me showing a love for my two things that I love, music and basketball, and how that one simple thing tied them together. So that's my story.
And my shoe is the pink Superstar with the writing on it. I tried to keep it pretty simple, but still strong. The shoe is basically about celebrating all of us. Not just, I know it's coming for All-Star Weekend. You know, the guys on the court are cool, but it's about the other superstars out there, and there's more of us than them, and we make a lot of shit go. And my shoe is also for whoever's in this room or whoever's out there that's gonna be the next person to make their collaboration with Adidas or whoever. You know, this is about us. Hopefully this is an inspiration to somebody, or, you know, a sign of representation for somebody that, shit, we can all do it. You know, Pharrell said it best. My nigga, you could do it too. So that's what my shoe is about, us.
Great. I got one more question, and then would love to open it up if you all have things you want to ask. But you know, since the last decade, there seems to be kind of an onslaught of, you know, big box creative folk coming here and working with, but also in some instances exploiting Chicago creatives. You know, what advice can you give to folks? Because I see a lot of creative in the audience, and dealing with folks from the outside and maintaining your sense of self, your integrity, and also collecting the check. If you have any gems you could drop.
Well, I don't know who needs to hear this, and I don't want to be rude. Stop doing those talks at the Apple store for iPads, man. Do you know how much money Apple has? Like, if y'all don't pull up to Apple and say, you have to pay me, don't do no talks at the Apple store for them to give you a watch and steal your energy and steal your crowd and steal everything that you've built for yourself. They're reaching out to you for a reason. So the biggest thing is, if somebody wants to try to pull up on you and share your energy, you gotta charge them. You don't know them. You don't know nobody from Apple or from any other company. Don't do anything for free. Stop, like, all of us have the power. It goes back to, like, we are all superstars. We have the power, so we have to control our power and you know, get paid for it. I'm sure you don't want an iPad, you want to pay your rent. It's a, you know, it was like a real, you know, real life business thing. I think with a lot of streetwear brands and stuff like that, people don't look at us as, you know, we're in the boardroom and we're really out here, like, you know, doing business. Like, this is my suit and tie. Like, we're out here, like, negotiating big deals. Like, we feed our families with this shit.
I do want to kind of touch on that. You mentioned, you know, up top, it is Black History Month, and how important for you all as independent Black businessmen to keep jobs and a viable way to make a living in the city, as Chicago is losing hundreds of thousands of Black folks due to economics. How important is that for you, and is that part of the thinking behind why you guys came together in the first place?
Yeah, for us, it's always been we wanted to do something for Chicago in Chicago. So many of our great voices use Chicago as a vehicle, but they're not here implementing change. Like, everything we wanted to do is for Chicago. Like, you know, we could have been in any major city doing what we do. We proved that by all the pop-up shops we do everywhere, but we still come home. You know, this is home base. So we want to build something and show people that Chicago is a world-class city, and we're number one.
Relo, that you guys, you've referred to one another as the Tigers, and you said that there's one missing, of course, but that's apropos because I feel like you guys are kind of superheroes, because you stay inspiring a lot of. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, but it was all through Leaders. And Leaders was the hub that kind of gravitated, people that wanted to see something new and different. All these things are like everyday language now, talking about complex. I remember in 2006, we threw the first ever complex party at Leaders in Chicago when we opened the 43rd Street store.
When did you all decide to join your superpowers, come together to do this venture?
Fat Tiger was a thing that kind of happened organically because we had streetwear brands before we had a store, and it was at a point where the industry was kind of drying up. There weren't a lot of wholesale accounts. So again, this goes into the thing of us saying, man, fuck it, we're gonna do this stuff ourselves. If the stores don't want to pick up stuff, fuck it, open up a store. We'd sell all this shit. And at the time in the city, I felt like nobody was doing like stuff for Chicago as like true Chicagoans. Like, no disrespect to any other store, it's not that many stores where it's like, yo, like these guys are born here, they're born here, raised here, lived here, still live here, find success and still stay in the city. Y'all know most of them guys left. And then they come back to Chicago, times like this, All-Star Weekend. Look, I'm from Chicago, collect my check. But we always stayed here and stayed true. I think Fat Tiger came out of a necessity, like a void to fill in the city. And then it just kept growing from a shoebox store to a respectable size store to the store we're in now to this same store being transformed for this collaboration. Together, we are the Tigers. We might be doing projects separately for the next 10 days, but we are Tigers and we are gang, we are family together, and I cannot stress that this weekend.
Sure, you guys want to take more questions? Or?
Any more questions? Oh, you want to say something?
Of course, thank you all so much for being here on a Saturday night. Thank you for supporting the Fat Tiger Workshop. And thank you to Adidas for having us all out and for the collab with the fellas.
Addicted to that body, I'ma use it. 5,000 on my ear chain, you can hear me calling. Wheel of Fortune, manifest everything that's important. I'm moving the crib to the hills, and my shoes ain't from Oregon. Good weed, good women, good standards. She a nuisance, she give me that pussy, I abuse it.
Jason Natural, here with Joe Freshgoods, man. We here at Fat Tiger Workshop. You already know what it is, man.
South Chicago, Black history, Black business. Corey Gilkey started it all. We're here in Chicago. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. Flourish with caution, and we out.
So, and one thing I want to say is I want people to start respecting the small business as like a real business, not just like, some mom and pop stuff. That shit was like fucking 30 years ago. These